Independent Investor Channel in the house. My name is Ryan. It's so good to be with you guys again. A lot of people would look at this video or a video like this. I've come out with a few in the past, really, and it's just to demonstrate the volatility in the stock market and how you can expect that the stock market can go up, and you can also expect that the stock market it will go down eventually. I think that the stock market over the last 10 years has lulled a lot of people into a complacent state of mind, into thinking really just to buy the dips and then wait for the next day for the market to come back up again. And if nothing else, over the last couple months, the stock market has doled out some really rough carnage for a lot of folks, especially folks that are getting invested for the first time. And I come out with these videos to honestly just kind of give you a testimonial. This is a real number, 19,182.79. What we're looking at adjusted back a few, close to 9% of the portfolio down. But it tends to give some clarity on new investors that are out there looking at now I'm just a singular portfolio. This is the real numbers. I'm a real investor, have been for the last 25 years. So when I offer these to you guys, really it's just to provide visibility, all right? Because I think a lot of people look at the stock market now and the volatility, and they look at it now and they say, I don't want to go through a 2008, 2009 downturn again. And although that may be a very warranted posture, all right, and it may affect what option you take as to what you're going to do about it now. A lot of people have lived through the 2000, 2001 tech bubble when that hit. We don't want to go through that again, but should that affect your decision going forward, we'll kind of get into that with regard to what is it that you are going to do with your portfolio going forward here. So guys, without further ado, just before we kind of get into this video, if you enjoy the message and the clarity and the transparency that we put through, again, a lot of experience in the stock market. This too shall pass. I've been through this before. I will be through many more in my young life as well. But I would ask you to consider subscribing to the channel if you can resonate with the message, man. I'm just a hard-working person. I don't do YouTube for a living. I come on here and offer this in my free time for you guys, really as a favor to you guys. So you can kind of sit back and say, holy crap, this guy's nuts, man. He's talking about 19 grand down. This guy's freaking berserk. Or you can look at it and say, wow, I've got 1,500 invested in the stock market. I'm down 400 right now. That might not be quite as bad. And maybe just to sit back and hear a different perspective about the stock market. I know it's very easy now to get caught up in all the noise. And the noise tends to really rear its ugly head during times like this. Keep in mind, guys, they're looking to sell a product just like every other media network or entertainment venue out there. They're looking to sell a product, and it doesn't do them any good to sit back and tell people to stay calm. It doesn't do them any good. That type of message really doesn't sell people at all right? But at the end of the day, the real consensus and takeaway in posturing up on the stock market is really just that, is to look at it from a perspective of what options do I have, and picking the very best option with regard to what has worked in the past. Now, we look back over that 2000 downturn and the 2009 downturn. There were systemic problems with the economy at those particular time, right? We had the mortgage-backed security fraud in the 2009-2010 timeframe, and it affected those 3 years between 09 to 12 in real estate specifically. And it really put a ripple through the economy, all right? As well as the 2000 downturn with the tech bubble, all right? There were companies coming to IPO that didn't make a dime, and they were being valued at multi-millions of dollars. And there was such a disconnect between the quality of these companies, or lack therein, and that, again, really took a tremor to the stock market, resulting in huge catastrophic losses. Do we have the same thing now? At the time of this video, we're down about 20% on the stock market, all right? That's just where we are. Right now, we really don't have anything fundamentally going on with the economy here in the U.S. We do have 3% GDP growth, and we're expecting record earnings into next year. Now, things are expected to slow, but does that mean we're just going to jump right off a cliff into a recession? In my particular opinion, I think not, all right? We could, all right? But I don't know, nor does anybody else out there looking to cover the stock market, all right? There's a lot of economists out there that will say one thing and they'll say the other. When the economy's doing really, really good, they get on that bandwagon and it's going to go up forever, all right? When it starts to do this, it's one of those things to where it just, you know, we're going to exacerbate everything because, again, that's the type of thing that sells people on thinking that they need to somehow react when the stock market does this. And I'm going to tell you, the real takeaway typically when the stock market does this is to do nothing, all right? But I've got a few people that are hitting me up looking at exercising option 1. I can panic, right? I can be in that camp. In the last video I did where I was down a little bit in the stock market, a few $1,000s, a couple of the comments came through and said, you're way too happy about losing money. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with perspective, all right? This is a number, all right? Just like the number that I released previously on it being down in the stock market, all right? But I wouldn't have had the opportunity to be in this situation if I wasn't building wealth over the last 25 years, all right? Would you rather be in a situation and look at me and say, this guy's a freaking idiot, he just lost 20 grand in the stock market, he's a moron? Would you rather sit back and say that about somebody like me who's saying, hey, I'm down 20 grand? Or would you rather own a portfolio like mine that's worth $300,000 and I'm down 9% in the portfolio? When you say it in that different perspective, it kind of makes you want to sit back and say, hold on a second, what did he just say? What did he have to do to build up to get there? All right? But back to option 1, I've got people right now who are waving the white flag. They're done, all right? They've been conditioned to be making money or watch everybody else make money over the last 10 years. And woe is me, I got involved in the stock market at the wrong time. I'm throwing in the towel, I'm selling everything, and I'm doing so because of panic, all right? Now, if the lessons of the 2000 downturn and the 2009 real estate bubble, the mortgage-backed security lending fraud that was going on, has taught us anything about the stock market, all you had to do during both of those times was nothing. That's what you had to do, was nothing, all right? Option 2 is one of those things to where you can just hold, do nothing, and remain calm, all right? That's option 2. For most of you guys that have followed me, you know that I'm taking option 2, remaining calm. But I want to offer this to make it a little bit easier of a landing on you guys, all right? Not only are we staying calm, and we are exercising our right to hold in our current positions, no matter what they do, all right? Amazon's not going anywhere, neither is Google, and contrary to a lot of belief, neither is Facebook, all right? Along with all the other positions that have helped me build up a portfolio over time, to sit back and look at this through a different lens. We want to look at this portfolio from a lens of perspective, all right? Perspective is really what helps us not only exercise option 2, but talk about what it is that we do going forward. And I've talked about some of the options. Look at your retirement, your employee-sponsored retirement accounts and see if we can't increase some of those contribution percentages to start to buy a little bit on this dip, right? We want to buy when it's low, all right? Start to build up some spending cash, all right? Start to build up your cash reserves if you didn't already before when the stock market was going up every day. You want to look at the gaps in your portfolio. Maybe now is a time to start your pillar in your fixed equities positions, to build up those pillars. I'm glad I did it 4 months ago. I'm loving having fixed equities right now as a portion of my portfolio. It's actually performing and staying kind of on par while the rest of the stock market is tanking. Look at some other areas of the market. Small capitalization exposure as a gap in my portfolio, for example, is what I'm working on. And for a lot of people, emerging markets look quite attractive right now. So not only are we exercising option 2 to hold and remain calm, we're also looking at this stock market and seeing what it is that we can do to put a little bit of oomph back into this portfolio for the future, all right? We did not build this portfolio to make short-term decisions under option 1 and just panic out of the stock market because we were ill-advised that the stock market goes down sometimes, all right? We are looking at a long-term perspective under option 2 to keep it going, all right? And for a lot of you guys, I know how hard it is. I've been through it before, all right? This is not hard for me. I provide this to you guys, and a lot of people misconstrue it and say I come onto YouTube for 10 minutes and talk about how happy I am about losing over $19,000 in the stock market. I'm going to give you a truth right now, and I hope this resonates with you guys. I've lost nothing, okay? I do not intend to sell next week, a month from now, or 6 months from now, or 6 years from now, all right? I'm totally fine with it. What I continually do is, number one, look at what I can do to continually strengthen my portfolio. And it's times like this to where you really need to look at the portfolio with a clear head. All right, you need to look at your portfolio through the lens of what you can do. All right, number two is it really helps to have a proper perspective. Okay, this is not what makes life go round. All right, if you've got family, if you've got your health, all right, if you've got security of some sort, if you've got means to take care of yourself, if you've got a solid job, whatever it is that makes you tick, if you're a happy person, whatever it is, all right, you need to have some perspective. And if this type of thing gets you down all the time and you spend most of your time worrying about it, perhaps maybe investing just isn't for you. Or maybe you've overexposed to the stock market and haven't really given yourself a fighting try to succeed in the stock market. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this explanation of really what's been a brutal stock market, no doubt about it. No portfolio is susceptible to risk, none, mine included, all right? But I'm holding true on my program, down about 20,000 bucks right now, not batting an eye, about 9%. We'll see what we're gonna do about building the portfolio up over time. Leave your comments at the section, as I'm sure this topic will generate some comments in the community. I will respond back to you guys and let you know if you guys know people out there that are really worried about the stock market. Bring them into the community, man. Bring them into the message. We'll take care of them. Again, consider subscribing to the message. Hit the notification bell to get notified of future uploads that I put on YouTube, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for this volatility stock market as we close out 2018 and hope for greener days coming into 2019. Thank you again for tuning in, and good luck in your investment future.